Today we're talking about the final Tempest Trials for 2024 in FEH, and it's the finale for the Book 5 Past King Future Queen side story. If you score the maximum 50,000 points, you can get up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 sacred coins. This month we have Eikthyrnir 12 divine codes with 1 dark and 1 Asher blessing for Marauder and Nidhogger. Sacred seals are going to be Wrathful Staff and Speed and Res Tempo. Pulling the sleigh and delivering all the Christmas presents this year is Winter Eikþyrnir. You can get a 4-star and 5-star copy. We'll talk about the big guy later on. Reminder, there will be another Tempest Trials for New Year's in a couple weeks. You may want to save your sacred coins, but this month we have 2 exceptional sacred seals. First up, Wrathful Staff 3. Calculates damage for staff weapons like other weapons. If you didn't know, healers by default do half damage. Wrathful Staff fixes that issue. The main play for many years was to get a Wrathful or Dazzling Staff weapon with the opposite effect as a B skill. This way healers can get to initiate safely and do full damage. With Wrathful Staff as a sacred seal, this opens up the B slot for some fun new toys. You can of course go with the classic Wings of Mercy that has an Echo version, but both are fun with Magic Shield or the new Ice Locks extra action. If you want more damage, healers can use Resonance for DR Piercing, or the Flying and Cavalry healers can run Fart Trace for Kanto. Infantry healers can use their Tier 4 No Follow-Up or Tempo skills for DR Piercing, or you can go for the full meme with Lagu's Friend. It should work with Holy Pressure or Glitter of Light, plus you can also use it for Miracle. As for the 3 armored healers in the game, they can use the fighter skills including stuff like Candy Fighter for 80% DR or the new Slick and Wily Fighter. Any combative build probably was fine with the Wrathful Staff Refine, but you now can get Wrathful and Dazzling Staff just to be more annoying. Not exactly game breaking, but this is a fun sacred seal if you just want to come up with a different healer setup and maybe not have to get some of those rare attuned X skills. Our next sacred seal is going to be Speed and Res Tempo 3, -3 speed and res in combat, and you get no guard with no extra special charging. Tempo is infantry only, and since this is a res variant, it's a fun option for dragons due to Scowl. If you can get Scowl, Tempo, and Guard, you entirely prevent special charging outside of the enemy having no guard and or a ton of instant cooldown overriding Scowl. Scowl only affects the first attack and from a foe, so if they follow up or have brave hits, this is where the Tempo plus Guard combo can act as insurance. Offensively, getting no guard is also really good. You can pair this with Lagu's Friend or perhaps Dragon Scales. The new Dual Leer already has no guard via Spiked Wall, but some of their ults do not. No guard is very good with brave attacks. While Scout is mostly a dragon skill, Tempo also works fine on mages. You can run Magic No Follow with this Tempo seal, or you just a simple Desperation effect. Negating Breath type cooldown can also help prevent fast charging specials when taking hits. All in all, Tempo is a great cooldown manipulation perk. It's an incredibly rare find as a support effect, so if you can't use the B skill, then the Sacred Seal is another option. Last new seal for today is Squad Ace CK3. This is from the 9.0 update in general, and you can get it from the 89th Squad Assault. This is a flat stat booster for +3 attack, defense, and res. It's the same as Squad Ace CA if you want another copy.
I am Eikthyrnir. I'm not a talker. Tired? Try training. Your body can fight illness, injury, even fatigue.
Our reward unit for today is Winter Eikþyrnir. We've had 2 Golden Deer as our Christmas Tempest Trials reward units in the past, but this time we literally have a Golden Reindeer. Cloud's been recruiting apparently. Now Winter Eik is a Blue Beast Cavalier. For stats he has 46 HP, 48 attack, 20 speed, 48 defense, and 28 res. Eik has a defense super boon and is very min-max when it comes to free reward units. He is fairly close to his mythic ult stat-wise. Among the free-to-play Cavaliers, I believe he ties Young Frederick for highest defense and then Kyle for highest attack. Neither of those 2 dump speed though, and Eik has pretty high base HP. When it comes to a non-5-star Beast Cavalier, we have 3 other options. Our new Golden Deer will carve a niche for himself, no problem. For his weapon, Delivering Antler, Eik gets another 3 defense. Every turn, if within 2 spaces of an ally, Eikthyrnir grants +6 attack and defense and bonus doubler to those allies and himself. In addition, after the at start of turn skills trigger, grant +3 to any active field balls on those units. This can go up to +10 field balls for each stat. If Eikthyrnir can initiate or is near an ally, he inflicts attack and defense debuffs equal to 6 plus 20% of his at start of combat defense. Eik neutralizes the foe's attack and defense field balls while neutralizing any attack and defense debuffs on himself. He gets a free follow-up attack, and he has true damage equal to the total number of field balls among himself and allies within 3 spaces. If you're familiar with Mythic Eikthyrnir, he has brought over his field buffing gimmick. Basically, Eikthyrnir gives +6 attack and defense and will bump it up to +9. He also does this for any speed and res field buffs, and he'll top it off with bonus doubler, so you get another +9 in combat. Very unique ability, and it's just a fun effect to mess around with if you like stat stacking or if you're already running bonus doubler skills. Another benefactor of this is stuff like Treachery, which is the true damage effect this weapon grants. Eik's +9 attack and defense will turn into +18 true damage. If you get +9 to all 4 stats, that's 36 true damage. To really spice things up, you can add the actual Treachery status. Captain's New Refine can hand that out, and it doubles up the effects. A full +9 field boost with both of those Treacheries will grant 72 true damage. Now the main issue with Eik's gimmick is that any buff neutralization kinda counters it. Low messes with bonus doubler, deploy status also neutralizes the bonus doubler status, and then panic turns those +9s into -9s. For Eikthyrnir, he has some countermeasures to this stuff. His true damage can borrow buffs from allies, and he neutralizes any attack and defense debuffs. At worst, he's not gonna lose stats. Now, for other effects, the free follow-up is just nice for general gameplay, easily stopped, but not everyone's running no follow-up. Do take note that when transformed, Eik can also get extra attack and defense debuffs based on the initiator's movement. If they move 2 spaces, he gets 30% damage reduction. It is worthwhile to be transformed, so if you got it, you can just use the Beast Sacred Seal to not worry about any other positioning or team comp conditions. When it comes to the rest of his base kit, seems like Mr. Reindeer dropped the presents. Smite pushes allies 2 spaces away, which is outside Eik's buffing range, so kinda awkward. Solid Ground is +5 attack and defense at the cost of -5 res. Eik gets 1 more attack and defense debuff via his weapon, but it's not really worth using unless you really need to win some kind of flat stat check. Lastly, Eikthyrnir has Breath of Life 3. To be fair, this is the first Grail unit with the skill, and the tier 4 is cracked. However, unless you don't have any 3 to 4 star Felicias or Florinas, it's like opening your Christmas present from that auntie you see twice a year, and it's a game for the PlayStation 2 while you have a PS5. For those that want to merge up Eik, the neutral nature grants +1 HP, attack, and defense. Nothing wrong with that. If you just want to see big funny numbers, the defense super boon can tack on a few more points. You could also do more attack or more res as well. For non-5 star Beast Cavaliers, our only options are pretty slim. You got 2 Yarns and a Pan. Halloween Yarn is just a couple months old, but he has a high attack and speed as a unit. Eikthyrnir is going for low speed, so he's really one of a kind in this very small group. Funnily, due to the Dragonflyer distribution, Pan can match Eik's HP and res. She just then trades 20 speed for Eik's massive attack and defense stats. Now, if you prefer a Lance Cavalier, Mavier is another low speed, fairly min-maxed unit. He has Hexblade and no panic support, and can get 80% damage reduction. They are both physical damage 3 movement melee units, but as a beast unit, Eikthyrnir will get a couple different skill options to choose from. That is, if you're willing to spend some premium fodder. When it comes to budget builds, not a whole lot different than what a Lance Cav can run. Since Eik has a free follow-up, the beast slot is quite open for guard, or you could just do the budget console skill, hit and run. If you want a cheap bonus doubler buffer who can get 4 stats to +9, you could run something like Speed and Res Gap. That would only hit 1 ally, but someone's gonna get +9 to all stats. Now you can run any speed or res buffing skills. Heck, you could bust out Speed and Res Tactic. Another option is Speed and Res Link. That's not going to get +9 speed and res though, because the buffing is during the phase, but they still work with bonus doubler and the Treachery true damage. If you can stack HP, a decent support option is Panic Ploy. Eikthyrnir can neutralize field buffs, but Panic is worst, and you can help the team make the most of his stat advantages. For combat, I would run Attack and Defense Clash. We have it on a couple heroic Braille units, and there's a Sacred Seal too. The movement condition is the same as the Cavalry Beast Transformation effect to get the 30% damage reduction. Speaking of which, you can run the Beast Sacred Seal to transform. If you don't need that, Heavy Blade is the 1 cooldown option. Eikthyrnir could proc a Bonfire on a follow-up, assuming no guard effects are in play. Onto the premium builds, there is some fun to be had, especially if you got orbs and you're okay summoning for fodder. This month's Emblem Banner has amazing options for various builds: Brave Alphonse, Mythic Eikthyrnir, Emblem Sigurd, and whatever cursed new Emblem hero is going to appear. For Winter Eik, a simple offensive setup you could run is Fierce Beast with Momentum, 2 cooldown DR Piercing Special that can pre-charge if you move 3 spaces. Momentum adds extra true damage, which will stack with Delivering Antler. To add to this, you can get Attack and Defense Excel for flat DR if the first hit doesn't KO. Eik can't get a second Fierce Beast without some cooldown help, but he will have 2 free follow-ups to push past 1 follow-up to now skill. For this kind of simple, just run over an enemy initiation, Alarm is a Kanto 1 option. Sadly, there's no Alarm Speed and Res. For a more defensive skill set, you can run Sturdy Beast 40% unpierceable DR, but ideally Eikthyrnir just wants to be transformed, and he can't self-charge the special unless you want to run Dual Alir's new Divinely Inspiring. If you can get cooldown support, Beast Threatening can be an option for either of these builds. Times Pulse just helps ease the cooldown needs. Now to help transform without the Beast Sacred Seal, Eikthyrnir can run the Fortune A skills or a Beast B skill. Beast Assault 4, for example, can grant 50% DR piercing on every hit. For some extra protection, you can run Brave Alphonse's kits, although reopening will be less effective if Eikthyrnir does double. Still, fortifications can be used to initiate safely, and then Breath of Life 4 can sustain Eik and his teammates. For other skills, Clash or Catch 4 are fine. I would suggest the Beast Wild A skills, but sadly there's only an attack and speed version. Breath type cooldown, 7 HP sustain wouldn't be bad here. For Beast skills, you could add another % DR source like Counter Roar or Guard 4. Technically, Brash Assault 4 works too. If you got last month's 5-star Ephemeral Combat Manuals, we did get a free attack and defense near Trace. Eikthyrnir does need to be near his team for enemy phase and to rebuff the following turn. Kanto just makes that easier. For some other defensive skills, Barricade's Warp Bubble plus Debuff Neutralization would be pretty nice for the team. If you want to punch everyone, Eikthyrnir can also run the new Distant Counter Echo. Without his mythic ult's Flat DR and unique B skill, he's not as tanky, so don't expect anything insane. Still, Beast units do not have a DC Sacred Seal they can run, so if you want it outside the A slot, that option now exists. Overall, this is a very good Tempest Trials to end the year on, 2 decent Sacred Seals, and a very fun Winter Golden Reindeer ult for Eikthyrnir. If you want to mess around with the stat stacking and you don't get his mythic ult, here's a free option. Try it out with things like Treachery or bonus doubler passive skills, the new Hector for example, and many other units would love Eikthyrnir's field buffing gimmick. In terms of combat, this Eik won't be as sturdy as his mythic. He doesn't have his unique B skill, but there are quite a lot of other good replacements such as Momentum. Again, if you're looking for fodder, the upcoming Emblem banner has a lot of things Eikthyrnir can run together. That's all I got for this video. I need to go finish farming the Tempest Trials because Winter for Mortis took all my orbs. Thank you for watching though, and I will see you in the next one.